is abalone? Abalone is a large marine gastropod mollusk abalone. The large sea snail is most commonly found in cold waters off the coasts of New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Japan, and North America's west coast. Its meat is extremely rich, flavorful, and highly prized, and it is considered a culinary delicacy. Abalone is one of the most expensive seafoods on the market, and it is frequently sold live in the shell, frozen, or canned. It is commonly cut into thick steaks and pan-fried, but it can also be eaten raw or mixed into other dishes. Abalone meaning abalone is a gastropod mollusk that lives in salt water along the coast. It is a member of the Haliotidae family and can grow to be 4 to 10 inches long. It has a single shell on top, like other univalve snails, and uses a large foot to cling to rocks and eat algae. The shell of an abalone is flat and spiral-shaped, with several small holes around the edges. Because of the shape of its shell, it is also known as ear shells and sea ears. The interior of the shell is decorated with an iridescent mother-of-pearl nacre pattern that is as valuable as the meat it protects. The popularity of abalone resulted in overfishing, which nearly led to the shellfish's extinction. Both white and black abalone that live off the California coast are endangered species, and it is illegal in many parts of the world to collect wild abalone from the oceans. Wild abalone populations are recovering as a result of careful management practices and stringent harvesting regulations. Farmed abalone is becoming more widely available. It is expensive due to regulations and the fact that abalone requires special preparation before eating. The abalone in the shell must be carefully pried out of the shell and the meat tenderized. People who eat the shellfish say it's worth the money and effort because the meat is sweet, salty, and buttery at the same time. How to cook abalone? To prepare abalone, it must be shucked, cleaned, and tenderized, otherwise, the meat will be rubbery. A solid round muscle at the bottom of the abalone attaches it to its shell. A wide, flat wooden spatula works well for gently releasing the meat from the shell. Prior to shelling, it may be soaked, blanched, or frozen. After that, the viscera, guts, black edges, and tough outer skin are removed. Although all parts are edible, eating these trimmed pieces requires taste and careful preparation, so they are frequently discarded. The cleaned abalone meat must be tenderized, which is often accomplished by pounding it whole or in thick-cut steaks. It can also be accomplished through long, slow cooking methods. Because the delicate flesh absorbs the flavors of the other foods it is cooked with, seasoning should be kept to a minimum. Abalone is a delicate delicacy that is often gently and quickly fried in a pan, though it can also be steamed or poached. It is also consumed raw, most notably in Japanese sashimi. What does abalone taste like when properly prepared? Abalone has a flavor that is often compared to a cross between scallops and foie gras. Abalone has a crisp chewiness with a distinct saltiness from the ocean waters in which it lives, but it is also rich and sweet with a buttery finish. This food is also a great way to get a taste of umami. Abalone versus whelk. Whelk is a gastropod that belongs to the Buccindae family. It is significantly less expensive than abalone. Whelk is primarily an Atlantic Ocean sea snail with a spiral shell that is commonly found in European cuisines. It is smaller than abalone, requires less preparation, and is frequently cooked and served in the shell. The flavor is similar to clams, and it can easily become overcooked and chewy. Varieties. There are approximately 100 species of abalone in the world. In aquaculture, about 15 species are grown, and North America is home to about 9 of them. The most common abalone colors are black, pink, pinto, red, and white. Abalone recipes. Abalone is frequently prepared in a delicate manner that highlights the shellfish's prized meat. Gourmet dishes frequently fry steaks, sometimes in butter and with mushrooms, while one popular California dish breads the steak before cooking. Abalone is frequently found in upscale versions of Southeast Asian restaurant dishes, such as raw as sashimi or tartar, as part of a baked seafood medley platter, or as a topping for soup and porridge. Dynamite pan-fried abalone, Japanese baked porridge with Korean vegetables, yachijuk. Where to buy abalone? It is illegal in many parts of the world to harvest or sell wild abalone. The laws vary greatly, and if you plan on diving for abalone, you should check the rules and regulations in your area. Even commercial fishers are frequently limited in the number of wild abalones they can catch in a given amount of time. Abalone farming has become popular in areas where this unique mollusk lives. It's an easy way to find sustainably raised abalone, just make sure you buy from a reputable supplier. Fresh abalone is frequently shipped overnight. Whole abalone is typically sold by the pound. It's important to remember that the shell is heavy. Keep in mind that you'll only get about half of the total weight in meat. Fresh abalone should be thick, dark, and free of odors when purchased. Because of the additional processing required, shucked, cleaned, and frozen abalone meat is available at a price comparable to whole shellfish. Abalone, in either form, is expensive and considered a luxury food. Finding a deal on this shellfish may indicate that it is of poor quality or was harvested illegally. Canned abalone is available, though it is not widely available. It's convenient when cleaned and cooked, but it's also one of the most expensive canned foods you'll find in your pantry. Storing abalone. Fresh abalone should be prepared and eaten the same day it is caught or purchased. It can be kept alive in the refrigerator overnight by placing it in a bowl covered with wet towels. Any abalone that won't be eaten the next day should be shucked, cleaned, and frozen. The USDA recommends eating frozen raw shellfish within 3 to 8 months for the best flavor. Abalone canned commercially can be stored for up to 5 years. Nutrition and benefits of abalone. Abalone is a high-protein, low-fat, and cholesterol-free shellfish. It is high in nutrients and has been shown in studies to have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and anti-cancer properties. Abalone is high in omega-3 fatty acids, which have a variety of health benefits such as lowering the risk of heart disease and relieving joint pain. It's one of the best ways to get more iodine in your diet. The mineral is essential for a healthy thyroid. Abalone price. As a result, the quantity fished is limited in comparison to demand, and the price of wild abalone can range from $500 to $500 per kilo, depending on size. The fact that abalone shells are quite heavy only adds to the problem, as a kilo caught equates to about 250 grams of meat. Abalone is particularly prized in Southeast Asian cuisine. Dishes made with this illustrious mollusk can cost a small fortune in Japan, where it is known as the truffle of the sea. All of this is before we even get to the taste. It's a wonder that no one who tries it will ever forget. It tastes like a small and delicate piece of its ocean home, with the crispness of its meat, iodine, and fine texture standing out. Healing properties for abalone shell. Peace, compassion, and love are said to be enhanced by abalone shells. It has a pleasant, warm, and gentle vibration. It's great for calming nerves and encouraging a calm demeanor when dealing with difficult emotional issues. It is said to gently assist in the opening of our psychic and intuitive connections. When it comes to relationship guidance, abalone shell is an excellent companion because it improves and supports communication, cooperation, commitment, and compromise, which leads to harmony and balance. It also helps us understand both sides of an issue by encouraging us to put ourselves in the shoes of the other person and thus gain a more objective viewpoint, which is beneficial to both parties. The abalone shell is an ideal gift for those who have survived traumatic experiences, as it reminds them that while they may have been tossed and turned as the shell has been in the sea, they are only more beautiful as a result. Spiritual healing. Abalone shell is thought to increase self-awareness. It also encourages the wearer to reflect on his life experiences, which contributes to spiritual augmentation and inner steadiness. Typically, this beautiful shell is known to cater to the various colors in life such as purity, harmony, and virtue. It is said to be endowed with Mother Nature's innate powers. Its magnificent colors reflect the light of the sun on the holder's daily life. Its natural colors reflect the wearer's spiritual life. As a talisman, this shell aids in the holder's understanding of the spiritual universe. It also serves to realize spiritual knowledge, which aids in bringing it to life. The following are some facts about the abalone shell. The colors of the abalone shell vary depending on the food that the mollusk consumes. The water current and temperature of the water also influence the beautiful effects on the abalone shells. The inner lining of the shell is made of nacre, the same element that is used to make pearls. The lining features colorful swirls and spirals shaded with colors such as pink, indigo, green, blue, and so on. Because of the gleam and appeal of these colors on abalone, it is ideal for jewelry and other embellishments. Because abalone shells are so diverse in nature, no two shells have the same pattern or design. Abalone, like oysters, produces pearls, but they are difficult and rare to find because even minor injuries to the abalone cause it to die.